You need 20% down to make a home purchase, true or false? We've all heard this. And the reality is that, and it depends on your circumstances, credit, if you already own a home. So for example, if you are purchasing a secondary home, generally 20 to 25% down on an investment property or secondary home like a cottage or rental property, something like that. Vacation rental is usually the norm from the bank. Now, from a standpoint of an initial house, it depends. If you are employed regularly, not a contractor or self-employed, a lot of times you can get it below that. And again, that's going to depend on your credit relationship with the bank or whatever lender you're dealing with. And if you're self-employed, sometimes it's going to be more of that 10 to 20% down. So the reality is that it depends. So this is almost a follow-up to my video the other day in terms of down payment, credit wherewithal, that sort of thing. So it all plays in. But the reality is, because you get a no from one bank, or because you get a I need 20% down, or you need 20% down with bank X, you might not need it with lender Y. And this is why I say the importance of shopping around. Now, you have to be careful not to let every lender or bank pull your credit, because that will, of course, reduce your credit score. Depending on if you're talking with TransUnion or Equifax, they'll tell you it's different. It could drop it by 5 points, 3 points, whatever. So that's the important thing. But the reality is that every lender is going to look at you a little bit differently depending on your situation. So that's why it's important to shop around. Just because you've been dealing with X bank for your entire life because your parents did and your parents have a relationship doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to get the best rate or you're going to get the best terms of that loan. So it is actually important that you do shop it around a little bit. But again, only with the caveat that you have to be careful not to let too many lenders pull your credit. So is it true that you need 20% down to make a home purchase? And the reality is, it depends. If you want to dig a little bit more into this, I'd be happy to chat with you about your specific situation. I'm not a licensed mortgage agent anymore. I used to do mortgages years and years and years ago, but I can certainly have a chat with you and refer you to mobile mortgage advisors with banks, or I can refer you to mortgage brokers that can help walk you through that process. Shoot me a DM.